I've got to say, the controller is doing amazing. The drifting feels so smooth on this, it's unreal. Now I've got to say the control is absolutely amazing. For the price point that you're paying, you get so much in this control. I would highly recommend it. It's one of the best controllers I've used out there. For one, you get the Dolby Atmos, and you have to pay for that normally, and you're getting this free in the controller. All you have to do is plug your head jack in and away you go. Another thing is it is compatible with Xbox because it is an Xbox controller, but predominantly for the PC. So if you're going to do any settings on it, all you need to do is chuck it on the PC, change the settings, say if you want to play some fighting games, change it to them settings, and then take it out of the PC and plug it into the Xbox, and the settings will stay within this controller. So where this shines is the software. You can download this from the Microsoft Store, and once you plug in the controller, it will launch the software straight away. But this has got so much customization. It's just packed with goodness. So we've got button mapping, so you can customize all the buttons on the controller. I use this for emulation a lot, which is great. Then we've got the left stick and right stick response curve. So they give you various options, 5 different options from racing, FPS, FPS Pro, arcade fighting, and infiltration. And we've also got the dead zones. Then we move on to the triggers. Now we get 4 options on this, and it's the trigger pressure. It's not got any feedback like I mentioned. It doesn't stop you at all. This has changed my gaming dramatically. I've become the best drifter on any racing game around, and it's really improved my iron sight and reflexes in FPS games. And then we've got advanced settings. You've got your vibration, you've got your inverted if you want that on, which I don't know why you would, but some games absolutely love it. And then you've got your D-pad, your 4-way or your 8-way. I use the D-pad for the 4-way quite a bit just because I play a lot of retro games, but it's nice to see him implement this as well. If you made any mistakes, you can always restore to default with the big button at the bottom. So all in all, the software really does pack a good punch. One issue I did have is when I was using the trigger software, every time I pressed the LT and RT, for some reason it would crash the software. My PC would still be running, but it wouldn't do anything until I unplugged the USB. So I'm not sure if this is a glitch in the software, but it's just something to watch out for. If you've got small hands, this is going to be perfect for you. If you've got super big hands, you may struggle a tiny bit because your hands may overcompensate the actual controller itself. But what you're getting in this controller is absolutely amazing. From the Dolby Atmos audio, and you don't even have to pay for a subscription, which is amazing. Now, one thing I would say, if you are going to get this controller and think you're going to be able to customize it on the Xbox alone, that's a big no-go. You need a PC for this. This controller is predominantly a PC controller. But overall, I've got to say, this does pack a punch. So that being said, there is 1 or 2 points that I would say are cons. For the back triggers, it's got no trigger stop on it. Now I didn't expect to see this in the control, if I'm going to be honest. For the price point, it's got a lot packed into it, and I think that would have just been pushing it over the edge. Another thing that I would have liked to see is some actual back buttons on the back. That would have just been a nice little feature. I'm surprised they didn't actually include it in this. Another issue that I did face that I mentioned earlier that I just want to bring back up is the software. Now when I plugged it into the computer and when I was customizing the controller, for some reason when I pressed the back triggers, it seemed to crash sometimes. I'm not sure why, but it just completely froze my PC. Like nothing would respond at all. The only way I could get any response out of the computer was by unplugging and plugging the USB back in. So maybe that's just a software issue that they need to look at. But apart from that, that's it. So I've been using this for over a month, and I've got to say, the tweaks that you can amend to this on the controller and different games I've been playing, I really feel them within the game. Although there's not a lot of feedback, let's say on the trigger stops, I really do feel it in the FPSs that I'm playing and the racing games that I'm playing. It's sturdy as hell. I mean, it's light, you know, it's a lot lighter than a standard Xbox controller. The buttons feel amazing on it. I mean, I can't really gripe about it at all for the money for what you're getting. I would highly recommend the Pro Compact controller. Yes, it's got a few flaws and it could improve on a few things, but overall, it's a great product. So I've been More Tech Sir, guys, and as always, stay safe and I'll see you all soon.